case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
The Supreme Court of the United States heard the case Environmental Defense v. Duke Energy Corp. In 2007, focusing on how the meaning of a word can change depending on the context in which it is used in the law. Duke Energy argued that they did not need a permit under the Clean Air Act as their projects did not increase their hourly rates of emissions. The central issue is whether the EPA can interpret modification differently for the PSD scheme by measuring increased emission based on the actual annual discharge of a pollutant that results from the modification, regardless of rate per hour. The Supreme Court ruled that the PSD regulations must be interpreted on their own terms and not required to conform to the NSPS. The Court of Appeals interpretation, which required the PSD regulations to match the NSPS regulations, was found to be invalid and inconsistent with the Act's restrictions on judicial review of EPA regulations. The Clean Air Amendments broadened federal authority against air pollution and mandated the implementation and enforcement of NSPS by the states. EPA was authorized to require stationary sources of air pollutants to use the best technology to limit pollution during modification. However, the Court of Appeals incorrectly invalidated the 1980 PSD regulations on modification, as the statute required significant net emissions increases from changes, not an increased hourly rate. Duke Energy's claim that the EPA was targeting 20 years of accepted practice remains unaddressed, and the case was returned for further proceedings.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class.